Hi everyone, it's Chris and welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to continue with my favourite 5 series today, where I share 5 records, my favourite 5 records from any particular artist. And today's choice is Stevie Ray Vaughan, American blues guitarist who sadly died in 1990. It was just after I got married, actually, in August 1990. And started recording about 83, and in that very short space of time had a massive influence on blues and blues rock, and I think was one of the people who was really responsible for bringing the blues back to the mainstream. He also played with David Bowie, having played at the Montreux Jazz Festival. I think either David Bowie was there or someone that knew David Bowie was there and alerted him to this guy, and he played on the Let's Dance album and was going to tour with him, but withdrew a few days before and was replaced by Earl Slick. But in a short space of time recorded some really good albums, and I think they're worthy of your consideration. So I've got my favourite 5 albums here today, 4 of which he recorded before his death, and 1 is a posthumous release. And I've also got 5 instrumentals and 5 other tracks to share with you. So tell me what you think in the comments below. And this is just my favourites. This is not me saying these are definitively the best ones. But if you are new to this artist, it's possibly a way of a starting point, if you like, as well. So let's go to the albums first. So at number 5, Soul to Soul from 1985. I think he was struggling with drink and drugs at this point, and it's okay. There's some good tracks on it. Say What, Ain't Gonna Give Up on Love, Look at Little Sister. There's a Jimi Hendrix cover called Come On, which isn't very good, really. It's not as good as the original, which is a surprise because, as we'll find out in a minute, he covered Jimi Hendrix really, really well. So not a bad album at all from 85. That's Soul to Soul. At number 4, gone with Couldn't Stand the Weather. Some people might have this a little bit higher, and there are probably days where I might as well. It's got an incredibly high-octane start in scuttlebutting. Couldn't Stand the Weather, the title track is good. The things that I used to do, lovely blues numbers, kind of a mix of originals and covers here. But there's one cover on here that's absolutely sensational, and that's his version of Voodoo Child, Slight Return, a Jimi Hendrix song. Wow, the guitar playing on that is just completely off the chart. It's amazing. Cold Shot, Tin Pan Alley. There's some really good songs on here. It's a great album. This guy really knew his way around a Stratocaster. He really did. At number 3, we've gone with In Step. So this is, I think, the last album that he recorded in 89. And there's some great songs on here. Start again, really high octane start in The House Is Rocking, which is a brilliant song. Love it. Crossfire, Tightrope are good. Let Me Love You Baby, great blues song. Leave My Girl Alone, ditto, good blues. And there's a beautiful jazz instrumental called Riviera Paradise that closes the album. So that's a really good album. That's In Step from 89. In second place, and some people might be surprised to see this, and they might be thinking, hey, what's number 1 if this isn't number 1? It's his debut, Texas Flood, which has Texas Flood on it, Love Struck Baby, Pride and Joy, a couple of instrumentals, Testify, Rude Mood, I think it's those 2. Mary Had a Little Lamb, Dirty Pool, which is a song that he had recorded quite a long time before, and a song called Lenny, which is kind of like a jazzy instrumental, which is dedicated to his wife, Lenora, or Lenny, allegedly recorded at the end of their bed, I think. But really, really strong album. And as I said, this guy can really play. Really can play. And at number 1, this is a little bit of a cheat, really, because this was my introduction to Stevie Ray Vaughan. In fact, I remember getting it out of the library and kind of ripping it, basically. But what a tremendous album. And this is a whole mix of outtakes from all these other 4 albums. And the most amazing thing is, why didn't these make it onto the albums? It's just incredible. But I've only got it on CD, and it's called The Sky Is Crying. This is a fantastic recording. CD, absolutely brilliant. Boot Hill, The Sky Is Crying, which is immense. Empty Arms, which is a different version from previously recorded. Little Wing, so a cover of Jimi Hendrix song, which a few people have done, haven't they? I think Sting did a version of that, which is dreadful. Derek and the Dominoes certainly did, but his version of Little Wing is majestic, absolutely majestic. Wham, which is fantastic. May I Have a Talk With You? Chitlin's Konkani, which is a very kind of Wes Montgomery instrumental, which is really good, and brilliant song that closes the album, Life by the Drop. So that's my favourite album by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's look at the blues songs. So at number 5, I'm going to go with a song from my least favourite of his albums, actually. And it's from this album, Soul to Soul. And it's called Ain't Gone and Give Up on Love. It's a beautiful blues song. And the guitar playing on that is, it's just incredible. Absolutely gorgeous song. That's at number 5. At number 4, I'm going with, I think it's the only acoustic song that he recorded, possibly. I might be wrong there, but it's certainly the only one that I know of, and it's called Life by the Drop, which is a Doyle Bramall song. He had quite a lot to do with him. I think he did some writing with him, some producing with him, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous song. It's obviously about alcoholism and maybe his sort of fight with drink, but it's a gorgeous cover, actually. Life by the Drop, from the album The Sky is Crying. At number 3, I'm going to choose I've already mentioned it, his cover of Voodoo Child's Slight Return. It's incredible live, but it's absolutely brilliant in the studio. You know, lots of people have covered it, but this guy absolutely nails it. I'm not saying it's better than the original, because the original is just stellar. I think it's a masterpiece, but Stevie Ray Vaughan's version of it is absolutely fantastic, and that's number 3. At number 2, gone with another track from the album Sky is Crying, the Outtakes album, and it's the title track, The Sky is Crying, his version of that. Again, the blues guitar playing on that is just, it's just amazing. Just amazing. As I said, this guy really knew his way around a guitar. Fantastic stuff. And my favourite Stevie Ray blues song is the title track from Texas Flood. There's a live version of this I've seen on YouTube, where he plays the guitar behind his back. He plays the guitar better behind his back than most people play in front of him. It's just incredible. And so that's my favourite blues song. So let's look at the instrumentals. So instrumentals, at number 5, I'm going to choose a song that I mentioned a second ago, which is written in tribute to his wife, who divorced later, actually, Lenora. And it's the song that closes the album, a jazzy instrumental called Lenny. He was to do quite a few songs like that, Chitlin's Konkani being one of them. I'll come to another one in a second. It's a gorgeous song. It's got a beautiful guitar tone, and it's a lovely way to close off the album. That's Lenny from Texas Flood at number 5. At number 4 in the instrumentals is his version of Little Wing. As I said, many people have covered that song, but no one has covered it as well as this version, and I think this is potentially better than Hendrix's version. The kind of differences in touch and feel and sound during just one song is just incredible. Absolutely beautiful rendition of Little Wing. At number 5, going back to Couldn't Stand the Weather, and the song that starts it, it's a short and snappy instrumental called Scuttle Butting, and it's the guitar playing. I mean, it sounds like there's 2 guitars, but I know there's only one, because when you hear him played live, it sounds exactly the same. It's incredible, and that's a brilliant instrumental from Couldn't Stand the Weather from 84 or whatever that album is. Okay, at number 2, another gorgeous jazzy instrumental. He was really good at this. So this guy could play the rocky stuff, he could play the slow blues, he could also play the jazz, and was clearly influenced by people like maybe Grant Green or certainly Wes Montgomery. And the song that closes off In Step is a beautiful example of that, Riviera Paradise. It's quite long, the guitar tone on it is just gorgeous, and that's my second favourite instrumental. My favourite one is a cover tune, and it's a song by an artist that was a big influence, alongside lots of blues artists, but it was a big influence on Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that was Lonnie Mack. In fact, on one Lonnie Mack album, Stevie Ray Vaughan plays alongside him on this particular song, but his version of this song, the guitar work on it, it's an instrumental, it's really up-tempo, the guitar is just incredible, absolutely incredible, and it's called Wham! And it's just a brilliant song. How that didn't make it onto an album, I have absolutely no idea. But instrumentally, if you want to hear Stevie Ray Vaughan's absolutely fiery best, then go to The Sky is Crying and listen to Wham! In fact, if you want a starting point for Stevie Ray Vaughan, this is definitely the best place to start. So there you go. There's my favourite 5 albums, blues tracks and instrumentals by incredible Texan guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'm sure I'll be back sometime with another video. Cheers.